here at the Design Museum for a brand new exhibition that's open today that you put together.
Yes, myself and colleagues.
Okay.
So I'm part of an organisation called Graphic Design that I started about 4 years ago with a colleague called Rebecca Wright, and our intention was to work on projects that were always about graphic design in relation to something else. And obviously this is graphic design and politics.
It's very colourful, it's very bright
Yes.
and dark at the same time.
I was going to say, it's not meant to be superbly optimistic. Yes, but I guess the work has effect because it's quite shouty. It's quite Larry, isn't it? And so in here particularly, we've tried to sort of foreground the strength of it.
In terms of social media and the political landscape, how much of this data has excited or made you go, right, wow?
Actually, the thing that at the moment I'm most interested in is this Cambridge Analytica thing, because we'd identified them as an interesting organisation to include in the show.
When?
Right, a long time ago, when we first started putting it together. And at that point, and we're still in discussion about how to do it, actually, at that point we were interested in showing some of their data dashboards because they look they look pretty impenetrable. They look as though they're an academic bit of information graphics, actually. So they're only for their employees, really. But they're still graphic design. They might look a bit dull as information graphics go, but actually they've had massive effect. And that was the story that we were quite interested in telling. But of course, what's happened now means there are multiple graphic stories to tell. So we're trying to work out, okay, how do we handle that? And actually, I think in terms of technology, that's some of the most interesting stuff that's going on. Is you've got an organisation like Cambridge Analytica, who are able to target, in terms of posts and advertising, if you want to say, so accurately target different messages for different people. Mm-hmm. That's extraordinary. And I think most people, they might know that there's a degree of, we all know that if you're looking at, the Camper shoe site 1 minute, then they'll pop up on your, we all know that. But I don't think I think people still think that politics is somehow different, and they don't fully appreciate that one person might see one message and somebody else might see another.
Are you seeing, now that you've put this together, are you seeing a load of emblems? And if you walk across London and you see a yellow umbrella, for example,
that you can't
do you
help
sort
but
of give
think,
someone a bit of a nod now?
Occupy Hong Kong. No, not necessarily.
No?
But I do in terms of other marks, and I think some of the most powerful marks actually that I was kind of pulled up short about was the use of something like the swastika, which obviously dark times, Second World War, synonymous with one particular movement, and now has suddenly been used again, anti-Trump, and been actually played with. That's what's amazing, is to see the 45, which is over there, which is basically a swastika turned into the number 45 because he's the 45th president. A, it's very clever, and B, it changes the potency of that mark completely. So now I look at it and I don't think necessarily about the Second World War, I think about Trump, which is extraordinary. And that's purely the graphics that have done that.
Have you ever been on a protest or in a march?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, most recently to do with Brexit. But
I think, was that I think I went on that. It was last summer. I also did the Bridges Not Walls.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's freezing, but it was just great to be part of. It's being part of a really good, strong left-wing movement. It's just so nice to see that many people thinking about the same thing.
The Women's March was interesting, wasn't it? Because it was peculiarly jolly, and maybe that's a good thing.
But the marches usually are, because everyone's there to
that's true.
get their message across.
And it's solidarity, isn't it? That you suddenly feel like you're not alone, which is really it's very important, and it's such a relief. But I thought with the Women's March, because all the banners were so inventive, many of them very witty, angry but witty, that I spent quite a lot of time laughing, and coming away feeling upbeat. And I guess you just want to be able to carry that forward to effect some change, don't you? But that's a more gradual process.